Oh, welcome back to Tuesday night Masks and Nyarlathotep Call of Cthulhu, Pulp Cthulhu. Sorry, not Call of Cthulhu, Pulp Cthulhu. We're nearing the end of New York, sadly, and then we'll be taking a break. Jeff's gonna be doing some Delta Green for us on a different night, and we're looking forward to that. We are talking about that before the game.
Play ourselves.
We're gonna play ourselves. So I was talking about that. I was like, how can I make Matt Jowett in Delta Green? And I could do it. I'm gonna be a garbage salesman. And a garbage human being. No. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So we've got two, maybe one, depending on how tonight goes. Session left in New York. To be honest, there's not a lot left here. So
we can do it in one.
Can we?
Oh yeah, I can just run in there.
Depends if you handle it like you did last week. Then no, then it will be 2 sessions.
You mean like normal people?
We should pull out spectaculars and get it done halfway through the night, and then switch to the Delta Green character creation. Boom, done.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I don't really have anything else planned, so I guess I'll just make characters.
Well, yeah, because you guys TPK'd. We want to fight a kaiju. Yeah. We want to fight a kaiju. All right, you can fight a kaiju.
You just stepped on us, and that was it.
In retrospect, that was perhaps not the right decision to make in that campaign.
I'm not sure when we were ever going to be ready to fight a kaiju anyways, so I think that would have been inevitable for us.
If we had Ryan in our party, I think we probably would have had a better chance against the kaiju.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, let's do the round table. We'll do our luck. We'll do a recap, and then we'll get into it. Miss Carlisle's house. We're all gonna be really tired the next morning for your meeting with Eric Carlisle.
I'm not.
Yeah. Seamus isn't. Well, Aaron, why don't you tell us about Seamus?
Okay, so Seamus Rook is he's a young man, born in Los Angeles, California. Got into some trouble there. He's a cat burglar by trade, and is usually pretty good, but got himself run out of L.A. So he joined the army and went over to fight in World War I. After he got out, he was hung out in England for a while, and that's where he met Jackson Elias. Came after that, moved to Chicago. Was getting ready to be run out of Chicago when he got the letter from Jackson saying, come to New York. So he came, hooked up with this motley crew, and fortunately had some business to attend to last night and was unable to go with him to Juju House. So he missed that interesting episode, but he's back tonight.
Interesting episode. That's a good way to put it. Oh, Juju House. Pat, tell us about Veronica West, please.
Veronica West is a powerful woman. All of her life, she has aspired towards power, and now that she has it, she wants more. She is insatiable in her quest to climb social ladders, and currently is in the position of director of the Museum of Natural History, which is a pretty sick gig that she got from her late husband, through means which we have gone into previously, and she does not state on the record. And she is out here to steal, kill, and in any other ways that she can, climb her way to the top, and she believes that one of the best ways to do this is to crack the Carlisle expedition case, as well as solve the murder of her good friend, Jackson Elias.
That's right, the good friends of Jackson Elias right here. Pat, before we continue, is your camera picking up, is it the mic using your camera?
Oh!
Which mic do you have set as active?
I haven't plugged my snowball in, that's
okay.
Why I'm coming in that. Oh, wait, sorry, no.
There we go.
I had my plugged in.
For all of our, we actually have podcast listeners. I was going to say for all of our podcast listeners, and you were going to laugh, but we actually do have people who listen to us on podcasts. So for those lovely people at home, we'll get the enhanced audio. Thanks to Science.
Sorry about that.
There we go. Perfect.
That's better.
That is better. All right, Jeff, tell us about Louis Salvatore.
Louis Salvatore is a early 50s private investigator from Queens, New York. He is a high-functioning alcoholic whose wife has left him for reasons, and he has been forced into some some kind of questionable employment choices, including doing blackmail gigs for the Maranzano faction of the New York Mafia and other things like that. He has recently got an apartment above a bakery in Flushing, New York, and has been trying to get his life not back in order, because that's never going to happen, but at least enough money to like pay rent and things like that. He's relatively decent fellow, but just drinks all the time.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Ryan, tell us
thirsty.
about Evan. Your name's still on there. You didn't die last week. Tell us about Ryan.
Didn't I?
Despite your
So
best
I-
efforts.
Yeah, you tried. Took no damage. Ryan is a beefcake occultist. He's a massive man from Switzerland who immigrated when he was younger. He met Jackson Elias in his early 20s, and desperate for money, he went with him to the Amazon in his earliest expeditions. Saw some stuff, but unlike the Peru crew, he has kind of kept his mental a little bit better, and he used that experience to become a librarian, where he has now studied the occult and other weird things now that he's kind of experienced it and he knows it exists in the world. And after what he saw last night, I'm sure he's going to try and do some more research.
You took 2 damage. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm
No,
really
not
hurt.
no damage. I took a look at your character sheet.
Really
So I want to
hurt.
see. I want to see how many hit points you had. Because you thought you could take on 30 plus cultists by yourself.
I was
You only
working
have
on it.
15 hit points.
If the Tommy gun was working, this is
Well,
like the
remember,
max you
Helped
can.
him.
This is like the
Remember-
max you can get. What do you mean?
Well, remember the hit points on the character sheets are only half of what they actually are because of the pulp rules.
Right, 'cause
So,
we're-
Also, I have 30.
yes.
Oh, I could have lived forever.
Live forever. All right. They did have weapons that you didn't see. All right, let's do our luck. Speaking of luck, let's do our luck recovery. So everybody, roll your luck, please.
Okay.
If you roll,
What if I
Higher?
tie it? I'm gonna
if
roll
it's
the
equal
extra.
to or less, the hero, you do the 1d10 plus 5. If it's equal to or less.
That's some bullshit.
So if you roll higher than your current luck, 2d10 plus 10 added to your luck score. If you roll lower or equal to or less, 1d10 plus 5.
Loaded now.
Luck. Are you? Are you really?
Yeah.
All right, well,
99.
All right, I gotta find ways to
You want to
taste-
give me some?
suck
extra?
that luck out of all of you. All right.
Louis at 87. He's gonna live forever, man.
Well, I've got that. That
Yeah,
talent
that
that
extra
gives
one,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Lucky.
Good.
So what happened last week? So Ryan tried to sneak out in the middle of the night to go to Juju House. He was unsuccessful. He didn't really try too hard. Louis kind of like opened an eye and saw Ryan getting his boots on. He kind of like walked into the coffee table there and woke him up. Questioned him a little bit. Everybody else kind of sprung up, and they, except for Seamus. Seamus was off on business. Said they were going to accompany Mr. Ryan to go check out Juju House. When you arrived on the scene, you noticed there were some men standing outside the alleyway. No, first you went to the pot. No, first you saw the men in the alleyway. More men, I'd say, 2 or 3 sets of men arrived and went down the alleyway towards Juju House. You took a closer look. It looked like 2 of them were standing guard outside of Juju House as well. You decided to go around to the front street, going through the old pawn shop, and see if you could maybe get into Juju House that way. So we went in there. You couldn't. You could hear the sound of chanting and beating drums coming from underneath you. While you were in there arguing on how to get in or how to break the wall down to surprise them, the guards, they left. They went inside Juju House and locked the door. So all of you went in and followed. And what happened after that? So Ryan found a trap door behind the counter, snuck down this long stone stairwell, got to the bottom, cracked the door open, and saw 30-something men dancing, pounding on drums, chanting. You saw one man in a large feathered robe. He also had lion's paws on his hands and a strange headdress. They're all wearing headdresses. They're all the same headdress, but they were of different qualities. Like I said, some of them just had kind of pieces of felt hanging down, looked like a tongue sticking out. But the one man, the priest, he had it looked like a mummified tongue hanging out of his headdress. And there was 2 people tied up down there as well. And the priest carved that same symbol in their forehead that was carved into Jackson Elias's head when he was killed by those cultists. Oh, and the murderer of Jackson Elias was there. That's what really triggered all of you. You saw
it was
one of Jackson Elias's murderers was present. So Ryan went down there. He saw these people getting cut. He threw the door open, backed up into the hallway, pulled out his wooden sword, and challenged them to a fight. And everybody else stood back up top. We're like, "Are you crazy?"
We covered him. We shot.
You did. You shot at
So
them.
anyways, it started blasting.
Yeah, so I started blasting. So a fight broke out. Eventually, Gwen threw a kerosene lamp down the stairwell to the bottom, which caught fire on a few of them, and they kind of spilled back into that room. Oh, back into the room that Ryan looked in on, where this ritual or whatever it was taking place. You could hear the sounds of like a strange creature and gurgling sounds happening in there, and screaming from those people who were tied up, you assume. So eventually, you got yourselves out of there. You put a display case over top of the trapdoor and fled into the night. People had gathered because there was machine gun fire. There was gunfire and yelling and shouting. So crowds had started to gather outside of this building on the front street and the back street. So there's some quick thinking of running in the crowd, trying to use them as distraction. Eventually, Louis just ran into the alleyway and started shooting. So I started blasting.
I did just start blasting.
Which made the crowd disperse. And the 5 of you, because Gwen was there last week, 4 of you, Seamus wasn't there, 4 of you disappeared into the night with sirens blaring in the distance on their way to Juju House. So let's pick up. That was probably around 2:33, I think I said, that you all kind of like this happened and you now ran into the night of New York City. What's everybody's doing? What's the plan here? I don't even know.
West is going home.
West
He's going to fucking walk.
So, Seamus, after a night of cutting the rug, he found his way back to his West house and let himself in, and is currently sleeping in one of the guest rooms.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Seriously, and nobody's there. You're kind of like, you show up, you look around, like, huh? Where'd everybody go?
Like those wise guys, they're back.
This is like that one guy from Pulp Fiction.
Let's put on Streets of New York for our sound. Like I said, we're using Sirenscape, provide us with the official Masks of Nyarlathotep sound set that they've created, and that's what the sounds are that you're hearing here tonight while we play. So we got Streets of New York playing.
So I think Louis will, since he was firing the gun in the air while everyone else was trying to like act like they were just bystanders. I think he won't go back to Veronica's place just because that seems dangerous, and we'll probably just go wander home eventually. And is it all right with you, Matt, if I roll a disguise roll before I come back?
Sure.
Because I feel like coming back into Manhattan looking the way I do and not making myself look a little different might be a bad thing to do.
So everybody saw you who was there. The
yeah,
witnesses saw all of you.
100%.
Just so you're aware. There was...
100%, which is why I definitely want to spend some time. That's one of the reasons I'm going back to my own home, because I am a private investigator and I do sometimes have to make myself look a little different in order to. So I was hoping I could roll a disguise roll before I went back to Veronica's place the next day.
You're gonna show up with a fake nose and
he's gonna put a mustache on. That's it. And just come back.
So I didn't roll disguise. I wasn't being disguisey last night, but I was wearing uncustomary garb and I was trying to dress down in as fashionable way as possible. So I was trying to maybe distance my appearance from, my more public appearance. Like I wasn't wearing makeup and stuff. Okay. But I don't think that constituted a disguise, so I didn't mention it really.
Okay. All right. So Louis, you spend the luck. So you go back home. You pull out your old disguise kit that you've picked up. I don't know, the back of a Pulp magazine or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
You got some
when,
spirit gum, and you put on a mustache, and what else?
So what actually happens is Louis takes a shower, shaves, combs his hair, puts on an ironed and actually very nice suit that he probably wore back in the day. He takes a moment to maybe use some sort of makeup to clean up some of the bruises and cuts on his face. And when he shows up at Veronica's apartment the next day, he looks like a proper gentleman. Because normally he looks like a complete and utter like someone just beat the crap out of him and left him to die in a gutter. And so now he looks clean and well cut. His hair is properly combed. He's got a hat and everything. And he's kind of like a dark suit that's actually ironed from us, and he smells of baked goods,
Lilacs.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. So
Now,
knock at the door the
Yeah,
next morning,
yeah.
and whoever answers is kind of shocked by Louis' appearance.
So one
Hello.
thing Seamus would do while he was alone in the house, because he's alone in the house, is he'd search for Mrs. West's safe, assuming that she's got to have one somewhere in the house.
She does. Doesn't have all of her money in it, but yeah, she's got a lot of money in her safe.
So can I roll a spot hidden to see if I can find Mrs.
please
West?
please do.
Ugh, I wanna
Please
make this
find it.
Can
Yes.
this be a post?
All right.
So
where is your safe hidden, Miss West?
Well, I mean, the foolish thing to do would be to have it in my bedroom. It is actually behind a cabinet in my lobby, believe it or not. Like there's a secret wall behind a cabinet which is like rather easily moved, but it looks super heavy. It's like basically a really ornate like old wooden cabinet, but like if you like toggle with it, you'll know that there's nothing in it, and it can just be moved rather easily. And behind that, there's a little crevice in the wall, and there's underneath a fake panel, which is very clearly a square with a little handle that you can pull out, and it's just plaster. And then on the inside, there's a nice metal safe.
So Seamus will move that aside. He'll look at that safe and he'll go, I think I need a little bit of practice here, just in case if we're going to go see this Carlisle lady the next day.
All right. What? Yeah, make me a lockpick roll, please. A locksmith, I should say. Which is like your best stat.
I make it.
Yeah, you're able to crack that open. What's inside, Veronica?
Oh boy. You're asking me to bare my heart and soul. Well,
The murder weapon for her husband.
my husband fell down a set of stairs, like 3 stories worth of stairs.
Just like that Netflix show.
And I was not the one to push him. Wink, 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 wink. And he definitely didn't have like Quaaludes in him or something. Anyway, so in my safe, there's at least like honestly, at least four days worth of money, so $200, and probably some. There's like a little box with antique jewelry. You'd believe that there's some sort of heirloom of the family that I don't like to wear publicly or even show that I have. There's some weird stuff in there, but it's mostly like, just old like Italian artifacts and stuff. I think she would have a gun in her safe, and it's not the kind of gun that she likes. She has a specific gun that you've seen her use. This is like an old American gun, and it has a little bit of blood on the hilt of it, or not the hilt, the muzzle of it. Yeah, the handle of it. But it looks like it was being held at the time that the blood was sprayed on it.
So Seamus looks around, takes out piece of paper, note out. He goes, "Dear Miss West, you need a new safe too. Postscript: That's an interesting shooter you got. He puts the note in the safe, leaves the safe open, everything obviously open. Then he goes to bed.
Oh, you'd probably see a couple other drugs that are used to cause people to go to sleep too.
Jesus.
Opium.
Well, Ryan is not going to go there. He is going to walk to his library, and he is going to go stitch up his face because he said he got like scratched or something, right? Like he got
Yeah, they
clawed.
clawed at your cheek.
Yeah. So he's gonna go to his local library. He's gonna go clean up and do stitches on his face, and then he's going to go and try and look at the library and try and read and see if he can find any more information before he kind of like passes out. And then he puts an alarm clock to try and wake up and get ready for.
You won't need
the morning,
stitches,
but-
just put
But, like this
some
kind of
disinfectant,
clean
some
it up,
alcohol,
yeah.
some peroxide, alcohol, whatever you put on there to clean the wound.
yeah.
I don't think they had Band-Aids back then, so not a Band-Aid. Someone, quick Google, when were Band-Aids?
Oh, God.
You can put some like gauze on there or something on your face to cover it up and you clean the wound.
1921.
Ooh.
Nice.
I put a
Band-Aids.
Band-Aid on it.
Oh, thanks, Jeff.
That's expensive.
I have money. Don't worry.
I have money. Yeah, you actually have a decent credit rating, don't you?
I do. I also have a medical case and a scalpel set. So it's the only items I.
He could
have.
give you a new face.
That's right.
Okay. So we have an appointment with Eric Carlisle the next morning at 10 a.m. So how are we all meeting up and getting there? What's the plan? So Louis, you're going back to Veronica's apartment. Veronica, you're at your apartment. Seamus, you spent the night there, ransacking it. Ryan, what are you doing? Are you going back to the apartment in the morning, knowing that you
No,
have
I'll
an
just
hour,
take
hour and a half drive up to?
I'll take a cab separately.
Okay. Very good. All right. Does anybody want to do anything prior to going to the Carlisle estate? Is there anything you need to pick up, acquire, or get, or before we head there?
How much
So-
are Tommy guns?
Do you want to Tommy
Asking
gun?
for
Are
a
you-
friend. No,
are
I
you
don't.
serious?
How much is a metal sword?
A metal sword is not going to be easy to come by in New York City,
A metal sword.
and you would be looked at funny carrying that around the streets.
He's already looked at funny because he's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
The police will
I'm
stop
assuming-
you. I'm just saying.
If I have a sword.
What?
I'm assuming
Yes?
after allowing the lawyer-looking gentleman into my house, we consult about the price of a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
If
Also, you will also notice, by the way, that he doesn't smell like booze for once, and he's not drinking this morning.
Wow.
He's stone cold sober, as sober as Louis gets
So-
for now. Yeah.
a Thompson machine gun is $225. Whew.
Okay, that's
Says
more than
it-
I have in my safe.
It says in 1930s money, even though we're in 1920s, that's what we'll use. It's a lot of money. And a sword, huh? A sword. Sword heavy, cavalry, saber, medium, rapier. What are you
Oh,
thinking?
definitely
Light?
heavy.
Oh, really? $30.
Oh, man, that's.
You'd have to go to an
change.
antique store and buy that.
Does it? What is its stat? Is it even any better than?
I just closed the book.
I was trying to tell you.
Just close the damn book. They're all at the back of the book, so they're easy to find. Heavy sword, 1d8 plus 1 plus your DB. Does that make sense? 1d8 plus 1 plus DB.
Yeah,
Damage bonus.
it's just +1 difference. No, I'm actually not going to buy a sword yet. I was just kidding.
I'm not kidding about it. If you carry a sword, you're getting hauled into the police station. This is 1920s. It's no one's walking
Over
the street
their
with a
dead
sword.
bodies.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
We will kill Ervin's character then. Okay.
Uh,
Let the record
Matt.
show he has a death wish.
Amazing. Matt, I don't know if we did necessarily the scene that I was discussing about earlier
Oh.
with regards to my my car. But I think one of the first things I do in the morning is I drive on over in my car that was definitely clocked by the police the other day,
Mhm.
circling around the Elias estate. And I take them to the friendly neighborhood fix your car up peeps, particularly the ones that I have gone to many times in the past, but I have not brought my husband to, namely because they have some connections to some connections of my father's connections, and they're perhaps more persuaded by money than legal rationale.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and make me a credit rating roll? You're gonna, your money talks here with these people.
Yes, and that is a success.
So what do you?
What I basically try to do is stroll on in, and I go speak to my buddy Mikey, who runs the place, and I says, Mikey, look, I think my automobile is due for a fresh shine of paint in an entirely different color. Perhaps something springy. It's so dreary these days. Maybe a nice pink. Something that will be very, very clearly different from the dismal black that my car usually is. Morning's over. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, if you want to stand out, Miss West, we can get you a pink car, but it'll take some time. It's not a common color to come across.
Well, pick another color then. Doesn't matter too much to me. Something you have on hand.
Canary yellow.
Oh, that's perfectly summery. Springy. I absolutely love it. Canary yellow it is. And one more thing. Feel free to charge me whatever you will for it. But I brought this to you yesterday.
He just winks. Nods. Yes, ma'am. I'll be in contact. Let you know when it's ready.
Yes, and please, send me the invoice whenever you can. Feel free to just make it look all new.
Will do, ma'am. You leave your car? Do you take a cab, or is your driver picking you up with one of your other vehicles in your motorcade?
I probably do have another vehicle on hand. Yeah. So I'm gonna go in another vehicle this time.
Sounds good.
Yes, I have my driver pick me up.
So this is happening what, early the next morning? So we'll say like what, 8?
Yeah.
Because you have to leave by like 9 to get to this place. It's north of the city. It's in Westchester.
To the north.
North of New York City.
Louis will also make sure to stop and get a copy of the papers, just to make sure there's nothing.
Oh, the papers, huh? All right. You get the Times?
Sure. They get the time. One of each. You know, curious.
Yeah.
See what
Post
we got.
the Times. All right. You
just seeing what kind of news. Anything about Harlem? Anything about a fire? Anything about?
Yeah, there's definitely an article about a fire in Harlem. It speaks of an attempted arson at a small emporium or importing business of African oddities, and said that there were 4 suspects there that night, and it describes each of you in detail fleeing the scene, and that police arrived in time to ensure that the damage was minimal and there was no one else present. The shop was closed and empty.
Okay. So on the drive to Westchester, Louis will bring that up and will say, no matter what we did, we didn't really fully burn the place down. It sounds like they got out one way or the other without any sort of problem. So we're gonna have to go back there at some point, I think.
Louis, here I take a powder for one night. You guys go burning down Harlem. You're supposed to invite me for those kind of things.
I mean, technically, it was attempted arson. I mean, it's not really, yeah, but that's a fair point. Yeah.
By the way, I'm driving this. My driver's home. By the way, I feel like mentioning that.
Okay.
Once the big boy gets an idea in his head, you'll figure out a way to get in front of him and tell him no. That's a very hard thing to do.
Oh, does Rain's idea? I'm on this.
Yeah.
He is unstoppable. I'm out cutting the rug instead. Then.
Yeah, I don't even know where he's at. To be honest,
I noticed. Gwen too. Was she with you guys tonight?
She was with us last night. Yeah, she's a real firecracker. That one. She took my Tommy gun like it was nothing, and she didn't hit anything. But that's the attempt was what it's for.
If I know Gwen, she's working some things out. She'll catch up to us when we're done with Carlisle, I'm sure.
Miss West, I didn't mean to be ragging on you about your safe, but yeah, you need a better safe as well as a better front door.
I saw that this morning. You really have to show me where you shop and where you don't shop.
I'm sure we can make some sort of arrangement.
Are you a locksmith by trade?
That is one way of putting it.
Huh. I may have use for a locksmith from time to time.
And I definitely have use for money from time to time, so I think we're probably going to be copacetic on that one.
Copacetic indeed.
Okay. So you head north of the city. Leave the city and its sights, and you get out just the city boundaries, and you're surrounded by forest. Beautiful forest, river, and it's like a stark contrast to the city that you just left. And it's an enjoyable drive, even though it is winter and the roads are a little slick. You have to take it a little slow on your way there. But I
don't do slow.
You don't do slow? You're going fast?
You want me to roll?
Do you want me to make? You want to make a driving roll?
Never made it to Carlisle.
Do you want to make a drive auto roll? Oh,
I
Veronica
succeed.
All right. Veronica, just pedal the metal. I'm gonna say Louie and Seamus are kind of like, whoa. You're kind of like hanging onto the handle on the door as she's driving. Like she's hitting ice patches and kind of sliding here and there. And these cars, they are made for this in the 1920s. You don't have winter tires.
That's what the passing lane is for.
That wasn't the passing lane. That was the oncoming traffic. Oh God!
Well, holy mackerel, there, Mrs. West. What are you trying to do? Put us in the ground?
We face down 30 cultists and all sorts of different crazy creatures. We're gonna die in a car accident.
I'm the best damn driver this side of. Well, I don't know where they drive good. I'm a damn good driver.
We're gonna get bumped off in this jalopy.
So
if you're so worried, crack a window.
After some perilous driving, but always managing to keep it on the road, never getting into an accident, you arrive. You can see. You follow the address, and there's like estate after estate, big grand houses out here in Westchester County. And eventually you come to the one of the Carlyles. You see there is a large, elegant 3-story mansion and acres and acres of land surrounding it. There is a 12-foot high iron fence all the way around the estate, and there is a gate at the very front with a big C in the middle, in the iron gate, you only assume for Carlisle. And there are 2 armed guards standing at the gate. And when you look through the iron gates as well, all the way around, you can see there are men roaming the grounds with dogs as well, keeping watch over the estate. So you pull up.
Tell you what, Louis, looks like she's got quite a few Brunos on the staff there.
Reminds me of home.
Oh, yeah. Makes you wonder why she's got so many. Is it just paranoia? Is it something?
I mean, it's a swanky pad, but it seems like a bit of overkill.
Yeah, did we pass? Like you said, we passed like other estates. Did we?
You did on the way out here. Yeah.
Did we see like similar, like small armies that were around?
No, you did not see small armies.
Okay.
You do not see.
Yeah.
It wasn't uncommon to see men, like a single man or 2 men standing at the gates, but not necessarily. You can tell. Like you look at these guys, Louis, you can tell like these guys are packing. And to see men also going across the estate grounds with dogs and such, like this is some pretty heavy security.
She's worried about something. Maybe some of them cultists tried to off her like they off Jackson. Who knows? Maybe we got an ally here.
Well, maybe she's in them. We could be walking to Verbal Lion's Den.
No, we did that last night. I think we're okay, right? I mean, if it's there were a lot of lions in that basement.
So a big, somber-looking man like leans down and looks through your driver's side window, Veronica. He kind of motions for you to crack the window.
Oh yeah, it's coming down.
Yeah.
Any second now.
Who? You got an appointment?
We do indeed.
Name?
I'm Madam West. Veronica West.
Hold on. Turns back, goes to like a little hut there, and he checks a clipboard. Comes back. All right, it checks. And him and the other guard open the door and for you to drive in.
Thank you, good sir.
And they close the gate behind you. Now, because of Veronica West's perilous driving and making note that she was driving there even faster than usual, Ryan is going to arrive separately from the rest of you in his cab.
Oh shit!
You said you
drove fast.
Pedal to the metal. You wanted to get there as fast as possible. You said you're a speed demon, so.
I am, but I didn't realize I was leaving poor Ryan behind.
Yes, so you drive up this long driveway. It's been cleared. It's immaculate. Even though it's dead of winter, there's snow piled up very high, about 4 feet high on either side of the driveway because it has been a particularly heavy snowfall this year. And you drive and drive and drive, and it seems like the house isn't getting any closer. Eventually you get to this big rounded driveway, and you pull up, and there's a man waiting to open the door for you on your vehicle and let you out. He welcomes you. Come on in. Miss Carlisle's waiting for you.
Excellent.
Yeah, he holds his hand out for the key to park your vehicle for you.
I hand him the key.
All right.
Customary.
Takes it and drives away. And
So, Louis, Miss West, what's our play here? Did you guys come up with some plan last night while I was out?
I think for the time being, he's going to speak no New York accent gone. For the time being, I think it might be better if you were to address me by my real name. My name is Garfield Honeycutt. I am Miss West's attorney at law, and I handle all of her important legal matters.
Sure.
I
Garfield?
could get used to this.
Well, I could get used to the salary you're going to be paying me.
We'll talk about that.
Indeed, we will. But should we wait for the big man? Or should we just proceed without him?
Well, see, I would like a chance to get to speak to Madame Carlyle. She's, an old colleague of mine. I've met her in fleeting several times, but haven't had a good chance to get to know her person to person. And big guy does tend to cast a certain umbrage upon the person to person conversations I have. Maybe I should go in there before he gets here.
Did you come up with a particular reason for the visit today?
I do believe I said something about an exhibit on the expedition at some point as the purpose, and I do intend to follow through on that stated intent. However, the nature of that exhibit we have yet to discover. This is mostly an information gathering meeting.
Right. Now, Mrs. Wood and was that Mr. Honeycutt?
Garfield Honeycutt.
Honey.
Gives you a little wink. Yeah.
Well, this is going on. I don't know. Do you want me to slay and accidentally get lost? Look for some things, or?
That sounds like a fantastic idea, Seamus.
Exactly.
Well, you can call me Mr. Rook. I'm just busting your chops there, Garfield.
That's Mr. Honeycutt to you.
Yes, sir. Tips his hat.
I didn't go to imaginary law school for 6 years to be called by my first name.
That's a good point
Meanwhile,
there,
I think
Mr. Honeycutt. What a bum
Meanwhile, I
rat.
think my character's just like not actually sure if Rook understood that this was a gag. Like, oh no. But yes.
The only problem if we go in without him is that he's liable to make a bit of a scene.
That might give us a distraction there, Mr. Honeycutt.
That's fair, but this time, all these folks around here wandering around with their heavy coats, well, they have guns this time. That could be more difficult for our boy.
Well, maybe Mrs. West should say to the guy at the gate that one of her party is arriving a little later. A big fella by the name of Rain, and he should be, I'll let him when he gets here.
Yes. I'll get to that. I'll make sure that they're well aware that he's coming, and to have him wait for one of us to speak to him before he
Hey, Mr.
rejoins
Honeycutt,
the conversation.
Mr. Honeycutt, do you think Mrs. West is trying to get Rain bumped off? Because that sounded like that was what was going on to me. Because if that's the case, I apologize for breaking into your safe. I swear to God, I took nothing.
No.
You
Nothing of the
broke
sort.
into her safe. You just admitted to a crime, and I'm just gonna spout off like specifically the crime that he broke.
It was
Law school.
sanctioned.
6 years.
That's I technically I broke into her house too twice, but who's counting? We're among friends, right?
With my explicit consent as a means of testing my security.
You're all kind of standing in the driveway, like in front of these stairs that
we're
lead
all
up to the house, talking,
LARPing at this
and
point.
you can hear like all of a sudden you hear someone clear their throat and standing over by the door, waiting for you. You see a man standing there, trying to obviously get your attention. He's slender, slightly foppish looking, white man with dark wavy hair, graying at the temples. He's got like big smile lines on the side of his mouth. It looks like he's smiled quite a bit in his time, and he's wearing a very, very, very nice suit. He goes, Miss West, I take it?
Yes.
Bradley Gray. We spoke on the phone yesterday. Please come in. Miss West's lawyer. I'm a real lawyer.
I have another.
Garfield Honeycutt.
Pleased to meet you. These are your associates, I take it? That you mentioned on the phone?
Indeed. Yes, I have another coming up earlier. He's going to be a very large man. That is my personal bodyguard. The fact that he arrived a tad later than I was expecting, is unfortunate. I'll be speaking to him about that.
I'll make note of that. What is this gentleman's name? And I'll let the men at the gates know.
His name is Ryan, and he's a rather blunt man. He sometimes has this tomfoolery notion about being a librarian in his side gig. Either way, let him in.
Very affable chap he is. You can talk him up about just about anything. Very friendly.
I will make note of this. I cannot guarantee that he'll be joined with the rest of the party, as we'll be making our way around the house and chatting with Miss Carlyle, but we'll do our best to accommodate you. Please, come in. It's cold. It's very cold out there. You'll catch your death.
Much appreciated.
And you enter in this grand foyer, this massive mansion house. When you get inside, there is another man waiting for you. A big, tall, solid-built man. He's like 6'8", huge, broad shoulders. Looks like he may be Mediterranean descent. And he as soon as you kind of get close to him, your nostrils are just assaulted with this cheap aftershave coming off him. He's got wavy black hair, and it's neatly kept. And he wears like a suit that's kind of like too big for him. It hangs big, and he's already a big guy. And Mr. Gray goes, "This is Joe Corey, Miss Carlyle's bodyguard. She has her own as well. You have to understand, all this business with the Carlyle expedition. There's been some interest, and there's been break-ins, so we've had to step up security around here. Now, you understand. You don't mind if Mr. Corey just kind of just checks you. It just frisks you all briefly. We have to be very careful these days."
Mr. Corey, I'm just going to admit right now, I got a shooter right here. Go ahead and pull that out for you. And I'll go ahead and just pull it out and show it to him.
Sure. He kind of looks at you and grimaces and takes it and puts it on in a side table nearby.
Oh, that's got sentimental value there. So I want to have that when I get out.
It'll be waiting for you here when you're done with Miss Carl.
Good man. Good man.
And then he still pats you down. I'm assuming he doesn't find anything else on you.
No, nothing.
So Seamus goes, yeah, talking about that. I'm one of Miss West's field research agents. So, I go lots of places and some of those aren't the nicest. So pulls out his pistol over to him, pulls out Jack, pulls out his he goes, there you go. Feel free, search away.
He just grunts, takes all of these, puts them in this side table.
A question: Are they checking bags? Because I bring a large purse with me.
They will ask to look through your bag.
Is your Tommy gun inside?
Yeah.
No. My
it's like
Tommy
Mary
gun
Poppins' bag. Just pull things out. All right, so he pats down the two of you, and he goes, and the lawyer, Mr. Gray, says, Miss West, yeah, I hope you don't mind. But before he pats you down and frisks you, are you carrying anything?
On her person, no. In her purse, she does have a revolver. Or a handgun. Sorry. Specifically a. Let me look. A
38.
Glisnetti model 1910 pistol. And I think she's got a kind of hidden compartment for it. But do you want me to roll something to see if they find it?
Do you want to try and keep it hidden? Because they will look in your purse.
Yeah. I mean, like, can I roll something to see if they'd find it?
They're gonna find it. You could try to sleight of hand it.
No, all right. If they're gonna be thorough, I'd better declare that then. I go ahead and I say.
He grunts again.
Michael Isnetti's.
So as he's patting me down, though, I do steal his pistol.
What? What?
Yes!
Hold on. This is going to be an extreme sleight of hand difficulty here. That's
gonna be insane.
Oh, that's rough. But I'll try it.
How much luck are you going to spend for this?
We'll see. So that's a -2 on the roll, right? Or just roll it flat and see if I get an extreme success?
Just on the drop down where it says regular, do drop down and go down to extreme. It'll take it into account.
All right.
Oh my god.
No.
How far off are you?
53.
You got 99 luck?
Wait,
Yeah,
does anybody
I'll
have you had
spend
a reroll?
Oh, Aaron doesn't have a reroll yet. I know Jeff and
you and I do.
Pat have rerolls. All right.
I spent it.
Oh my gosh.
So he's patting you down, and he's like turning to go move to Garfield, Honeycutt, and you see like the flap of his jacket kind of open. You see the piece on his underholster there, and you, as he's going to Garfield, you just kind of reach in, slip out a .45 revolver, and like goes right into your pocket of your coat.
Yep, into my suit jacket pocket.
One fluid motion, boom, boom. Nobody's the wiser. You now have a .45 revolver out of his shoulder holster. Melissa's offering up rerolls also. Okay. Frisks down Veronica. And once that's all out of the way, he goes over to the little drawer where he put everything in, pulls out a key, locks it, and kind of lumbers back over. And Mr. Gray goes, okay, now that we have that unpleasantness out of the way, please join me. We'll go wait for Miss Carlyle in the billiard room. How does that sound? Well, we can have a drink, we can chat, we can get to know one another, and Miss Carlyle will be along momentarily.
Drink at this hour. Sorry, never touch the stuff. Not before nightfall, at least.
Oh yes, I understand.
I'm on the clock after all. Billing.
I mean, it is like, what, 9 o'clock?
It's 10 a.m.
10 o'clock. Yeah, sorry. We should be drinking coffee rather than anything else.
Yes,
course,
coffee, tea. What would you like? We can have anything.
Good old-fashioned, brand new American coffee, please.
Oh, Amazing Grace is also great. I'm turning Amazing Grace down. All right.
Oh God, Lemming's here. Look out.
Yeah, let's turn that right down. It's super loud. But we'll use the other sounds. Okay. Yeah, he goes. He turns to someone who works there, one of the hired help, and says, "Coffee." And looks at the rest of you, kind of like, "What do you want?"
Coffee would be mighty fine for me too. There.
Coffee. 2 coffees. All right.
Please, sir.
You, Mr. Honeycutt.
Mr. Honeycutt, yes.
Coffee.
Coffee, please.
Very good. All right. So you're showing off the bullet's room. In the meantime, Ryan, you're gonna pull up. You're gonna pull up to the gate in your taxi cab. And the guy's gonna kind of bend down and go, "What do you want?"
I am here to see Miss Carlisle.
What's your name?
Ryan.
Hold on. He goes back, comes back. I ain't got your name on the list.
That is pretty unfortunate. I can wait outside, or my cab's going to leave. I
You can wait in the streets, pal. It's a free country, but you can't wait here on the property.
I feel like you should ask someone else that's maybe a little more important than you are, and they probably know.
Hey, don't get fresh with me, pal.
I don't know what
you can
that
make a
means.
persuade roll.
Okay.
Take a persuade roll. Is that what you're trying to do? Tell him to go. You're basically arriving after them. That's what's happening.
No, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know they're there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like he's not aware of what's happened. Yeah, sure.
Spend some of that luck. How much do you need?
Only
19.
It's only 9. Yeah. Oh, 19.
19 to pass. He goes, it's your lucky day, pal. Hold on. He swings the gate open. One guy still remains out there, and he's got a shotgun kind of like on his shoulder, and he's watching you, and you see the one guy just like slowly walk down the driveway. Slowly walk back. And by this time, they've got the information. Goes, all right, it checks. All right, yeah, go in, Ryan.
Thanks.
All right, so you go in there, and there's gonna be different gentlemen that meet you at the door to pat you down and frisk you. So same routine. You don't see the others, but so they go, "Hey, you got anything on you?"
Medical supplies.
Okay, they'll frisk you. What do you have on you? What about your sword?
I mean, it's not. I mean, if they're smart enough, it's just 2 pieces of wood that he puts together. It's not
pieces of wood.
It's literally like if you had like a club that was a sword. Like the same thing. Like from the Renaissance fair. That's like what his sword is like.
Yeah, see, that sticks out.
Oh.
All right, they frisk you and they're like, "What is this? What is it? Baseball bat? What is this?"
It's a sword.
All right, that's staying with us.
Oh, okay. I don't really need it, to be honest.
You don't have any guns? You don't have your bow on you? I'm looking at your character sheet. You don't have a bow? All right.
No, I don't have any guns.
You're shown then, so they take your sword from you, your wooden sword, your pool cue, or whatever it is that you carry around, and they show you to this big, grand room. Inside there, they open the door, and there's the big bodyguard the others met. There's the lawyer. There's your 3 acquaintances. I was going to say friends, but more like acquaintances. And, yeah. So Ryan is now there with the rest of you, and no Miss Carlisle yet. But
So Seamus...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Seamus walks up to Rain, holds out his hand to shake his giant mitt. And he's like, by the way, Louis is he's now Mr. He's Garfield something or other, honeysuckle, honey something or other, but he's a lawyer now, so you gotta keep that don't call him Louis.
I don't understand. Louis is standing right in front of me.
Don't call him
I see
Louis.
Louis with my own eyes right now.
Right, I don't know what to do with that. So
He's just still confused.
Mr. Gray is doing his best to entertain this review. He keeps kind of like looking at his watch. He looks up at a clock up on the wall. Miss Carlisle seems to be taking her time.
Would you like to go run and see what's going on with her?
Well, maybe I
we can
help
entertain
you.
ourselves.
Well, maybe I can help you. No. What kind of host would I be in her absence? What? Maybe I can help you. What is it that you're here looking for? Is something to do with the expedition? No.
It's actually a matter that I would rather discuss with her. As the director of the Museum of Natural History right now, it is my job to ensure that we have the most up-to-date knowledge on many topics, and we have the most interesting and important topics being discussed at our fine establishment.
Well,
and,
as Miss Carlisle's lawyer, I am her chief confidant. You can,
of course,
trust me. I have the most up-to-date information and her best intentions in mind.
I have her best intentions in mind too. I mean, goodness, we prominent women in the archaeological community must stick together, mustn't we?
We made an appointment to see her. I don't understand why we're talking to you.
The adults are talking here.
I am older than you. I don't understand why you are trying to belittle me. This is not Miss Carlisle. This is some lawyer that looks like Louis.
Now. There's nothing wrong with being an attorney. It's a very, very noble profession. Takes many years.
I have the utmost respect for attorneys, but please, we are missing the point here. I am to speak to Madam Carlisle and no one else.
Right.
Although I do appreciate you.
I agree with you for one time. This is it. Yes, we want to speak to her, not the lawyer.
Goodness, please stop talking.
Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray.
Yes.
Please.
Mr. Honeycutt.
Well, please, just we'll be fine by ourselves here. We're as you can see, upstanding citizens.
I'll tell you what.
The greater New York area. Of course, you could just leave us here by ourselves.
Joe will stay with you, and I'll go fetch Miss Carlisle. He points over at the big guy, just kind of stay in the corner, looking at all of you unimpressed.
Hey there, Mr. Gray. Do you think you perhaps could, Seamus gets a little close, maybe show me to your water closet? It was a little bit longer drive out here than I was expecting, and since we're waiting anyway.
He kind of like looks kind of annoyed. Yes, come with me. I'll show you how to get there on the way to go with Miss Carlisle. Please, the rest of you stay here. Mr. Corey will attend to your needs. He just kind of grunts.
So, Corey, how long have you been working for Miss Carlisle?
He's got his arms crossed, and he just looks down at you and doesn't say anything.
You are one fine specimen of human physique, my dearest sir. Why, I would be envious to have you under my own employ. You are one tough gentleman. Goodness gracious. And I think she's going to try and, proffer some sort of distraction for any tomfoolery to occur after.
Is there anything in this room? You said it was a billiard.
No, it's a billiards room. There's chairs, there's couches, there's a table, there's a couple of billiards tables in here. There's paintings on the wall. Looks like maybe some family members. There's some landscape scenes. There's really nothing. A fireplace.
No bookcase.
No bookcases in this room. No. Okay. Let's go to the library for that.
Did we see anything like that along the way when we were being led back here? Did we get an eye for other rooms maybe that we might have been of?
I'm gonna say no.
Interest. Okay.
No. So Gray leads down the hallway. He takes you back the way you came. You turn left down the hallway. He goes, the washroom's right there. Use it, and please make your way straight back to the billiards room. I'll be there shortly with Miss Carlisle.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
And he just kind of shuffles down the hallway and leaves you. An amazing grace. please.
Is this the only song that exists in New York? I do not understand. Every place we go plays this on repeat.
At least it's not as loud this time. Yeah, so you're left there. Is there? What do you want to do in the washroom? I feel like you have a plan.
Oh, he stays in the washroom for a few seconds, washes his hands, then pops his head out and very stealthily starts making his way towards the where he thinks the kitchen might be.
All right,
the back of the house.
Make me a stealth roll as you start snooping around this house.
Looking basically for the servants' staircase.
Okay. All right, you start making your way down the hallways. It's a big house. It's a maze in itself. Hallways upon hallways, doors upon doors. You can hear voices every once in a while, like there's hired help, and they're kind of shuffling around. But there's not too many people here right now.
And Seamus is keeping his eyes open for anything out of the ordinary. Anything architecturally that might indicate a little secret room or anything out of the ordinary.
Make me a spot hidden roll, please.
Man, I'll spend the 9.
Do you have a reroll? You can also push it. Or do you
I got a reroll. I'll take the reroll.
Yeah, you do have a reroll.
I'll spend the reroll.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Critical
Thank
success.
you. Thank you, Melissa.
That's good. All right. Critical success. 3 stars here. Very good. So you find the kitchen. You find the what was it you're looking for? The servants' entrance.
Servants' stairwell. Or the back stairways the servants would use.
You find that, but what really gets your interest, you're skulking around and you find a grand library, floor to ceiling, bookshelves, just filled with all sorts of books and manuscripts, and this kind of grabs your attention. The door is slightly open. There's nobody else in here.
So I look in and I listen. If I can hear anybody moving around or doing anything in here.
No, you just see there's some easy chairs, tables, reading lamps, ashtrays next to the tables, the odd spittoon in the corner of the room, and an elaborate high Victorian iron fireplace at one end, magnificent teak slate billiard table in here as well, similar to the ones that you found in the other billiard room. And thousands of volumes of well-protected books behind glass. With your spot hidden roll, you got a critical success. You start kind of like scanning the room, and you notice one bookcase in particular, one book kind of seems to be sticking out further than the others, and you can see like a little slip of paper also sticking out of it.
Well, that looks mighty interesting. Perhaps I'll take a look at that. And so he'll pull that book out and pull that piece of paper. Well, open the book to where the paper is. Read the spine to see if he understands what this book is. Then open it up to where this piece of paper is to see what's in there.
Yeah, so it is. The book itself is a big, massive collection of Edgar Allan Poe's collected poems. And you pull this thing out. And right away, you notice behind the book, there seems to be a button on the wall behind where this book was. It was like covering it up. And someone's recently taken this book and put it back there. Like I said, it stuck out because it wasn't placed back quite flush with the others. And this piece of paper, you pull it out, and it looks like it's got some numbers on it. It's got 12, 8, 23, 16. 4 numbers on there.
Latitude and longitude of Juju House.
In the all right.
Interesting. So he'll put the book back just like he found it with the piece of paper in it, but he jots it down. He doesn't want to be pressing any buttons.
You're not pushing the button
by himself. Not by.
All
Well,
right.
You know what? The hell with it. You only live once. He puts the. He's like, Seamus would do it. Seamus would do it. He'll be like,
you push the button.
That's very particular, peculiar. I think that's. And he goes, presses the button.
You press the button, all of a sudden, the whole shelf itself starts to shift slightly to the right, several feet, revealing a safe behind it.
Well, la-dee-da. Let us peruse the numbers. He goes, wait a second. Is this a combination safe?
It is a combination safe.
He goes, well, I'll try this first. 12, 8, 23, 16.
Oh my, there's no way.
Yes, it is.
Oh my,
It
that's
is.
so dumb.
It is. This safe opens, and all that's in there are 4 books. Is all you find in there, locked away.
Can I read what the titles of the books
Yes,
are?
the Narcotic Manuscripts, Selections de livres divins, en français, Amongst the Stones, and Life as a God are the 4 books locked in this safe. And you do know, Mr. Elias did say there's some books in a safe that he was looking for. I'll just remind you.
Yeah. So Seamus goes, these people, all these rich people, they need to learn a little bit about safes, and you don't put your combinations right in front of the safe. So I'm going to do this lady a favor and teach her a lesson. He pockets the 4 books, closes up the safe, shifts the bookshelf over, puts the combination back in the book, puts the book back, and slowly stealths his way back towards...
Sure. I'm going to say, in the meantime, the rest of you, while Seamus is gone, after a few moments, the door swings open, and in walks a woman. She appears to be in her, probably mid-30s. And she's quite beautiful. And she looks actually quite intimidating. She's got clear, pale skin. Her clothes are very fashionable. They look like they may be European in design. And she has got short, cropped, stylish curls for her hair. And she comes in, and she's got a martini glass, and she seems disinterested. And Mr. Gray's behind her. And she goes, I've answered so many questions about my brother's expedition. What can I answer you that hasn't already been answered? And she doesn't even, look at any of you. She just, comes into the room and just, addresses you all that way.
I thought you said you did not want me to talk, and you're just sitting there, Miss West, staring at Miss Carlyle. I am very confused.
Yeah, no, she definitely has to push back. She has to...
I get you're the same kind of person, but you need to, get it together.
I don't have all day, please.
How did
is
it
it?
feel?
What is it that you want?
How did it feel?
How did what feel?
The publicity. Everybody barking at your window, trying to get the newest scoop.
They
from
got
the
their
woman
scoop.
who found her husband.
My foolish brother, not my husband.
Oh, sorry, brother. Sorry, she would not have blundered like that. Sorry.
He was an idiot, Roger. Going off on these expeditions, following that African woman that he was infatuated with. I partially blame myself for the whole ordeal. I told him to go visit Dr. Houston when he was having those awful dreams. And,
Dreams?
And I believe him. The doctor is the one who talked him into this silly expedition between him and that Boone woman that had his attention. But that's neither here or there. What do you want?
I want to speak to you, the woman who found all of this out. I want to do an borderline avant-garde piece regarding the Carlisle expedition at my museum. The focus being the Carlisle expedition itself and not what they were aiming to achieve.
I know nothing
studies.
of that. I know nothing of the studies. Roger was a fool. He set off with his silly little friends and his girlfriend chasing some sort of mysterious lost treasure.
You misunderstand.
I brought his murderers to justice.
I want your story.
I
want your story. Yes, because I think that the Carlisle expedition is just a another expedition in a long list of expeditions into this continent and all across the world in general with regards to archaeological studies. I want to unveil the behind the scenes almost perspective of those affected by these studies.
And what does this have to do with a museum, ma'am?
Well, I mean, it would be an exhibition on the Carlisle expedition and other expeditions of its like. And also, I would very much like to get the chance to speak to you in private about my plans for this exhibition.
She looks over at Mr. Corey, the big bodyguard, and he's just like, shakes head like, no. Mm-mm. She goes, my bodyguard will accompany us if you need to speak one-on-one. You can understand, like you said, this has gained all sorts of strange attention. We have had people try to break into the mansion. You must understand that I cannot trust anyone at this point.
Most assuredly.
With that, Seamus bursts into the room.
Well, I make a pit stop before I come back.
Yeah, I was going to say, where do you want to stash the books?
He goes to the bathroom first.
Yep.
And unloads the revolver. And does a bit of damage to the barrel. Then he goes back by the table where our weapons are at, and he picks that lock.
Oh, okay. Make me a locksmith roll. Oh, boy. This is going to end up in a shootout. Okay. You pop the lock.
Now, I leave most everything in there, but I do take my blackjack out just in case. And
Okay.
I take my pistol out, and I put his empty, busted pistol back in it. And then I lock it back up. And then I burst back into the room.
All right. So then Seamus comes back into the room. And she turns around. Everybody kind of turns around as you come back to the room.
Oh,
she's like, another
sorry
one
about
of
that.
yours?
Yeah,
sorry I was being such a pain in the neck, but I had to use your water closet. I apologize. I appreciate. I know Miss West. She's gonna fire me over this, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. Am I right? I'm looking up at Corey. I'm like, am I right there, Mr. Corey?
He just like grimaces at you.
I said, Miss West bodyguard and you, the two of you, are like two bookends. I'd be like the bologna in the sandwich of muscle.
This morning has not gone as I saw it going.
You could make a persuade roll, Veronica, but she's gonna say like Mr. Gray can supply you with photographs and pictures and all of the publicity and every write-up that's already been out there for your exhibition.
Okay. Well, let's see.
So much trouble.
All right.
My foolish
Well, that's a
brother.
success.
She says, fine, you can have a few moments of my time. Please join me in my library. And she motions to Corey to join her.
Hey, Miss Carlisle, hate to interrupt, but could your lawyer Val here, Mr. Gray, give us a tour since rather than us sit here in your room?
Make me a persuade roll.
This is gonna go well.
You're gonna work in that persuade. Try and get a success.
Ooh, damn! You're actually really close.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't.
But it doesn't
won't count.
It doesn't go towards leveling it up. She goes, I'd rather not. Please stay here.
I'll spend the 17 luck to get a pass.
All right. She goes, oh yeah, you're sitting on 99.
Well, not anymore. Now I'm down to 29. But
she goes, show them the main floor. We won't be long. Bradley. Yes, ma'am. He says. All right, so the rest of you are kind of shown around the house. It's pretty uneventful. You're shown like a big, giant, like grand dining room and kitchen, things like that. But in the meantime, Miss West and Miss Carlisle and Mr. Corey go to the library.
Well, I would say before that happens, like if she's taking her bodyguard, I think I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and insist that I can't see Miss West moving about a mansion where you said attacks have recently happened without having her own security? Right. But make sure Miss West is a company.
I am not this position you speak of.
I
Europeans,
look like,
you know, they just don't quite understand the nuances
No,
of the language.
I get it. I would
I
never.
look, Brian, I look at you and I'm just like, and then I look at Garfield Honeycutt and I look at him just like,
No. I'm gonna have to go ahead and insist on this. The liability here is just far too much. Your life insurance policy just would not be paid in full properly to your various beneficiaries if they were to know that you were wandering about a very dangerous mansion without your properly hired and vetted security. So Ryan, please. Yes, Ryan, we pay you to defend and protect her. We don't pay you to talk and share your ideas.
yes, Ryan, please.
I look at Miss
Stay
Carlisle.
with me.
She seems very unimpressed by this whole display. Like, what the hell is going on? I don't have time for this.
She's drinking a martini at 10 a.m.
Well, with
Plenty of time
that
for
negative attitude, I definitely walk towards.
So make
going
me
with
a persuade roll, please, Garfield Honeycutt.
Oh God, me.
You're the one selling.
I feel like I'm intimidating them with legal jargon, with the potential for like litigation and liability.
Yeah, the other
So
lawyer
I feel like
steps
this
in.
is an
Objection!
intimidation. I feel like this might be legal intimidation, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna make up a case, but I have gone to imaginary law school.
All right, roll me law then.
Okay, I'll take law.
No.
I'll take law. I'll burn 27 luck to get that
No,
law.
I'm not. It's not law. It's persuade.
It's not gonna work well then.
You have a reroll, right?
Oh, boom!
Oh, you do have a reroll.
I'll spend the one luck. I'll spend the
One luck.
instead.
Here, tisk outlet. Fine. The big one can come along as well.
I'll look at Bradley when he goes, lawyers, we're the ones who are going to keep society together when everything goes to chaos, aren't we?
He just kind of looks at you like unsure, like, what? Where did you attend law school, Mr. Honeycutt?
Columbia, of course.
I'm a Yale man.
Well, I won't hold that against you.
All right. So the four of you, so he shows you around the house, that you and Seamus, it's nice, but it's also kind of unimpressive and boring, but it's nice. It's a nice house.
When we get near the kitchen and the servant stairwell, I'm gonna just fall back a little bit and slowly creep up the servant stairs to the second floor.
Okay, all right. Oh,
I will. I'm sure I will see this with my billion spot hidden, and so seeing him sneak off, I will do my best to keep Bradley distracted at that time too.
Boy. All right. Yeah.
And my second year of law school, well, that was the most difficult one. You know, I was working on the law review though, but it was a hell of a time, I'll tell you. So many credits at once.
All right. You can make me a stealth roll at blind. How about that? On the drop down, go to blind.
What's that even mean?
I don't know, but it's terrifying.
We're gonna find out.
69.
Yeah, you had a 90% chance of. Oh, blind means you don't know the difficulty. Doesn't matter. You passed. Okay, that's what that means. All right. So you can slip way up the stairwell. In the meantime, the four of you are walking to the library, and Miss Carlisle's just like, she's drinking. She's kind of stumbling a bit as she's making her way there. She goes, fool Roger. But towards the end, he was constantly reading several old books. In here, I actually had the opportunity to glance at one. Dreadful, frightening stuff. Frightening.
You own this book?
It's kept somewhere safe. Don't you worry, big one.
I don't understand
Here's
why
one
you are
for
so
some
belittling, just like Veronica. It's just you two are tiny people. I don't understand. It's me and Joe over here. We could crush you if we wanted to. We're just not interested.
I turned to Madame Carlisle and I'm just like, do you think we should leave the bodyguards outside the library when we finally find ourselves?
Yeah, she's looking disgusted at Ryan. She goes, yes, I think that would be a very good idea. Keep your dog outside.
Yours too, it's only fair.
He'll wait outside the room, but yours, back to the foyer. You don't speak to me that way in my house.
Indeed, it was gauche. I swear I'm firing next week, as soon as I can find a replacement that's half as bony. God.
So she invites you into the big library again. Chairs, tables, reading lamps, ashtrays, spittoons, big elaborate fireplace, and she's just kind of like wandering around, just kind of touching the bookcases, opening the odd one up, pulling a book out, flipping through. She's not even really paying attention to you. So the floor is yours, but she seems very disinterested.
So, are you aware that your brother's men still live, or are you not?
She's like, that's preposterous. What are you talking about? They were all murdered in Africa, and I found the killers. What? Is this why you're here, to spout nonsense? Are you with one of the tabloids? You can go, too.
No. I'm not of the tabloids. I don't care about the truth. I care about the story that that my museum has to tell. So, I'm interested in what you have experienced in more than just a interview about your brother's travels. Sense.
What's there to tell? I'm a rich socialite. I was born into this. Looking at you, you know the life.
I do, yes. And is there nothing that you haven't told everybody else? That you haven't yet gotten off your chest?
Do you want to make like a persuade roll or something for her?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm probably trying to get her to talk to me. I don't think my character knows if she's speaking to somebody who's on exactly her level of like not good person, or if this person's kind of more innocent than she can't go too far on the one side or the other.
She just kind of laughs. She goes, it's all in the society pages. Anything and everything about me. There are no secrets. She takes another drink. She stumbles over to like a little bar and pours herself another one. You're successful. And she's just like, I've got nothing to hide.
Well, no secrets. That can be very valiant. And yeah, I can make that work. But I think you and I will have a lot to discuss in the coming months if I am to go forward on some sort of exhibition regarding this issue, because I am very interested in finding out all that there is to know. And
it was very good. Bradley, keep in touch with Bradley. He'll get you what you need.
I might be able to assist you in finding out more than you know, if what you said earlier is true.
Tell my lawyer. She says, tell my lawyer. She's just like downing a drink.
Yeah. I thought we'd just keep that between us.
Between us girls, she says, all slurred. She like slumps down in one of the easy chairs.
Between us interested parties.
And she kind of she's like nodding off. Her head kind of bobs down and she snaps out of it. She looks at you like all drunkenly.
Are you kidding me? It's really like not even 11, and this is how you treat a business meeting.
It's 11 somewhere, sister. Oh, my favorite song just
Goodness.
came on the radio.
Amazing Grace.
Yes.
Maybe I should be speaking to your lawyer.
Yes, speak to Bradley.
Hmm.
Turn this up.
Perhaps I will.
It's my favorite song.
Here I was thinking
And
you were
all
going
of
to be
you.
interested in anything to do with your brother that you spent how many months trudging through Africa trying to find?
He was an idiot. He was a fool on this damned quest of his that woman sent him on. That doctor talked him into. He was going loopy before that. Strange dreams, disappearing, waking up and...
And what does that make you for having followed him? What sort of daft bullshit from his girlfriend at the time and you know, his dreams? How could you follow that without knowing what you were getting into and realizing that beforehand? Why did
I knew what I
it
was
take
getting
you so
into.
long?
I found the damn murderers that nobody else could.
Mm-hmm. And everything that you've said to the police and everything, that's all there is to the matter. There's nothing more, no further truths of your own character that you've unveiled in this journey.
I'm gonna say your persuade roll is gonna like track for this whole conversation. She's like, I've told them everything. I'm tired of talking about it.
That's quite unfortunate.
And then she says, and now I'm just
Sorry to have wasted your
tired.
time.
And she kind of slumps her head down.
Yeah. I don't know, like, she might have been playing a long con there, but I think she's
You were well, I'll tell you, you're successful in your
pretty
rolls.
worthless.
So she would have given you information if she had it. You were successful in trying to get over her, but she does seem pretty worthless and useless at this point.
Can I maybe at the very least do like a psychology to see if she was
Sure.
fooling with me?
Yeah. Make me a psychology roll. Yeah, good call.
All right. Yeah. Let's see.
Seamus in the meantime.
Yeah, really. The real drama is going to be what they find. Oh, you know what? I do have a re-roll, so I'm going to try
Spend that re-roll.
And I do have questions.
I'm gonna
for
try that
Laura
now.
Whenever we have time.
All right, I'm
So
going to
less
spend
luck.
luck on that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
4 luck to pass. She was super easy to read. She's very drunk. She is just very annoyed. She seemed to be giving you everything. She was very frustrated. She didn't seem to be really holding back anything at all from you. She's quite useless. From what you determined. She's told you everything and she is useless. This woman has nothing to help you.
I was really expecting a lot different. Okay.
Those books, on the other hand, that Seamus has stashed in the house might be able to help you. All right. Speaking of Seamus, let's go over to you. So you're going up the servant's stairs.
Quietly listening the entire way, and he's going to quickly case the second floor. Once again, looking for anything out of the unusual, seeing if he can spot,
Just
the obvious bedroom or second floor parlor.
Make me a spot hidden roll.
Holy hell! I'll spend the 9. Spend the 9.
Spend the 9 to make it a success. All right, you spend the 9. Yeah. There are a number of bedrooms up here. They all seem to be either guest rooms or maybe some of the hired help stay in some of these rooms. But you do find one that is locked. Out of all of them, there's one that's locked.
So I will look up and down the hall, make sure there's nobody looking, and then I will just
sure
jiggle the lock.
Sure, make a locksmith roll for me, please. Woo! All right. That's a big old success. Yeah, you get the door open without a sound. Slide it open, slide in the room, close it, don't make a sound. It's a big ornate bedroom. You can only assume that this is Miss Carlisle's. There's like clothing all over the floor. It's a mess in here. There's empty bottles everywhere. The room stinks. But this is a room. Big, giant vanity. There is a huge closet. There are side tables and end tables, a big mirror.
So I do a quick search. Seamus does a quick search of the room, looking for any safes, and does a quick check through the drawers of the night tables.
Let's just do a catch-all spot hidden, and what you get is going to determine how much you find, or what you find. Okay, 2-star.
Hard success.
Yeah, hard success. All right, you are able to find some odds and ends jewelry. Over by the mirror, like the makeup table that you can pocket if you want.
Can I do an appraise?
Earrings, brooches. Appraise? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, make an appraise roll.
And you are just trying to farm.
Yeah,
this is how you get. This is how you level up your skills.
I can't believe I failed that, but yeah, no, he fails. So he's like, he leaves the jewelry.
So we'll say you can't tell if it's costume or authentic. Doing the quick appraisal.
He leaves it.
And you do find a locked jewelry box. Small jewelry box. Not very big. It's ornate. It's wooden. It's all engraved with a scene. It looks like it might actually be seen from Egypt. You see the pyramids on there and the Sphinx, and it's very, very ornate. And you find that, and that is a little locked jewelry box.
I'll take a swing at that lock.
Ooh. I don't know what you do with that. Yeah, you get this thing open. No problem. Inside is a massive, massive, massive brooch with a huge, like, purple stone in it and a very ornate ring.
Can I do an appraise check?
Sure, make me an appraise check. Oh, wow.
Bless America. He's like,
no.
Seamus looks at this. He's like, I don't know nothing about none of this, but it looks. He locks the box and pockets it.
Sure.
He's like,
okay.
Somebody else will know about this.
All right. I'm going to say at about this time, Mr. Bradley is wrapping up the tour of the main floor.
Oh,
right?
No, actually, I would have had a couple of questions
All right.
for him.
Back to Garfield Cuddy Cut, yes.
I did have a few questions. Lawyer. One of your mans out front mentioned that you suffered some break-ins around here. What exactly was that about?
Some funny business, some group claiming to be a cult. I don't know. I wasn't here.
Claiming to be a cult in Westchester, New York.
I know. It's preposterous, isn't it? I had to go to court and stand up in front of the judge and talk about this ridiculousness. After the trouble in Nairobi, there's been all sorts of strange things.
How peculiar. What other strange things have been happening around here?
Oh, there's always odd people poking around all the time. That's why we have the increased security. People, it seems like the library seems to be a particular place of interest. I don't know why. It seems like someone's seeking something there. Now, there are multiple volumes, and they are worth quite a bit. But there's more valuable belongings here in this mansion. Why the library?
How curious indeed. Did the cult have a name? The particular organization?
No, not as far as I know. No. The man didn't speak English, the man in question. He was prosecuted. I believe he's at Sing Sing doing some time.
I see. Now, your Miss Carlisle mentioned how her brother might have gotten the idea from a Dr. Houston. What do you know of this man?
His family friend. She sent. Roger was acting erratic back then. He was talking about dreams. Like she mentioned, he was seeing this woman who was putting all sorts of crazy ideas in his head. So, Erica recommended that he go visit Dr. Roger Houston, who is also on the expedition. He accompanied him.
Pity. Would have liked to talk to that man.
Well, he's dead. After he started talking to Dr. Houston and he's having these strange dreams, Roger began to disappear for days at a time, and suddenly just turned up wild-eyed out of nowhere and crazed, saying that he had been in Harlem the whole time. Strange, bizarre.
How absolutely peculiar. They have bad dreams turn into a sudden fixation and in Harlem for days. What were these dreams about? Anything in particular? Childhood trauma or something?
Again, it all started after he started seeing that woman. What was her name?
And her name. What was her name again? Miss Carla mentioned it, but
yes.
I couldn't.
Nichona Bune.
Oh,
she's somewhere in, she's from somewhere in Africa. I'm not quite too sure where.
I'm curious. Well, the brother did end up going to. Jeff forgot where they went. God damn it.
Well, they went to Egypt.
Egypt and Kenya.
And they ended up in Kenya eventually.
Perhaps one of those.
You know, it's quite well publicized. I'm surprised you're not aware of it.
Oh, I'm sure I've read about it here or there, but so many different things I have to keep track of.
But Dr. Houston, you wanted to know about him? I can't really tell you much. I just that he went on the trip with them, and like I said, we believe he put the damned idea in his head.
Of course. Was he a medical doctor?
Yes, indeed.
Did he have a practice in the city?
No, he's out here in the country. He tends to most of the folks out here, the wealthier elite.
How interesting. Well, I'll tell you, it's just this absolutely bizarre story you've had to deal with. I don't envy you. Standing in front of a whole judge and courtroom with this kind of lunacy, cults and lost treasures and dreams. Nightmare for your reputation.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'd want. So the people, they did they take anything? They just
No. We stopped them. They were trying to get in through the window of the library, and that's when Mr. Corey got in there and took care of him.
And off to Sing Sing they went.
Off to Sing Sing.
Justice system, good working order.
Who said justice is blind? Not me.
Not me. No.
Haha.
No. So yeah, that's probably all I would want to ask.
Okay, he shows you around. Weren't there more of us when we started this?
Oh, I'm very sorry. Seamus, irritable bowel syndrome. The drive here, wintertime, half an hour, 45 minutes. Windows up the whole time. It was a nightmare, I'll tell you. But the poor fella. Oh, he probably just wandered back to the bathroom.
Which is where I was going. So.
Okay. Back to the bathroom. All right, Seamus goes back to the bathroom. Ryan, you're at the front door. Veronica, you kind of show yourself back to the front. I'm gonna say Mr. Corey is standing in the hallway. So the door, when you do leave, he's standing there and he looks down at you, and he just kind of like nods his head in the direction of the front entrance.
You see, that is just what it's like to talk to you. It is very frustrating, annoying. No one likes it. Do you now understand? Can you sympathize with me?
No. Come on.
All right.
He stands there.
So everybody starts heading back towards the front door.
Seamus will go over comes out of the water closet. He'll go over to where our weapons have been stashed.
Yep.
And he'll unlock it and open the drawer.
Yeah. Okay, make me a lock
and just
Smith roll. Yeah, you're good. 2 hard success. Yeah. So you crack the lock and you open it, or you just leave it unlocked? Like, what do? You crack it?
Well, when I open it, is it just us in the hall with the lawyer?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just go over and I look like I open it and I go, oh, I don't know. I thought that big guy locked that up, but hey, sir, Mr. Gray, is it all right if we go ahead and get our stuff? I think we're leaving, and I think I need to go out to the car. I don't think you guys want to. What's going on inside of me is not something that should be in polite company, if you know what I mean, Mr. Gray.
Yeah, that's fine. That's unusual, Mr. Corey. Yes, please take your stuff. Feel free to go to the car. I'm just waiting for the last of your party to arrive.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gray. And I walk out.
Okay. All right.
Hold my side. Hold my gut. Oh,
so that means.
Oh yeah, there's a bad one coming here.
Honeycutt can take his gun. Ryan, you lumber back down. You can take your dowels, and Veronica, you take your gun. And Mr. Bradley Gray, thanks you for your time, and says I hope to be in touch with the group of you. Miss West.
Yes, we'll be in touch. To be sure.
Very good.
I presume I've taken his number.
Yes. Oh yeah, you've got his number. You know, you have the number to his office. That's how you contacted him originally. Was at his law firm.
Yeah.
His law firm.
I do mean to go forward with this expedition or exposition at the museum at some point. I certainly hope that I can get into Miss Carlisle's good graces by then.
Yes, very good. Well, you have my number, Dunstan, Whittleby, and Gray, and be in touch. I will facilitate however I can.
Thank you very much.
All right. You get back to the vehicle. Ryan, are you going to leave with them in the car this time?
My cab's gone, though, right?
Your cab is gone.
Your cab did not stick around that whole time.
I don't know.
Meter would have been so high.
Could have paid
That
him.
would be a credit roll.
Seamus looks at Ryan. He's like, "Hey, you're the librarian, right?
Yes.
I got a proposition for you back in the car. I got some things I want to show you. I want you to teach me about this stuff, and you know, we'll swap. I'll show you what I got, and you can tell me about it."
You are trying to tell me that you have somehow got in possession of books since I have met you?
I'm not saying that exactly, but I'm saying get in the car. I'll show you what I got.
Okay, we can get in the back seat.
While we're moving out from the facility, I would like to kind of just, if I may, use a spot hidden check to just kind of scan the security and where they're where everybody is positioned, how much I feel this would be relevant in the future.
Please do.
I don't know what they've done with regards to stealing things. I do not have another reroll. Bummer. Yeah.
All right. So you kind of scan, but you don't see anything. You're just kind of like concerned with like everybody getting in the car and getting out of here. Like let's go. This place. Yeah. We didn't get what we wanted here. You're kind of frustrated. Also, you didn't get what you wanted from Eric Carlisle.
She's pissed. Yeah.
Miss Gray, don't. I see you're upset. Don't flip your lid or nothing, but I don't think you should come back here no more.
I don't intend to. Wait. Why specifically?
Oh, I totally stole a whole bunch of stuff in that house.
Oh, fuck! My reputation!
So illegal on so many levels.
If they go to the police...
I only stole the stuff that I thought was completely relevant to what we was doing. I didn't take none of the other stuff. And it's not because I couldn't tell if it was real or not. Don't put that on me, because I know what I'm doing.
I wouldn't worry about too much, you know. From what that Bradley guy was saying, like there's been people coming and going trying to steal from that library over and over again. There's no way they can finger us for that. So yeah, we're good.
Oh yeah, I also
we have a cover story. Okay, never mind. Good work.
I also stole a bunch of stuff from a bedroom.
That is not okay. That is no.
It's Egyptian stuff. I think it's relevant to what we're looking into.
That's cool.
Oh, and I also stole the bodyguard's gun. But I put it back. I put it back, but I did damage it a little bit.
This is not confession, okay? I think we should just drive.
But I want to show you these books.
Okay,
pulls out.
By the way, I'm driving, and I totally turn back to you, and I'm like, I pat you on the shoulder, and I say, "Great work." And by the time I turn my head back, I'm in another lane. But I you know.
Can I farm a roll by saying Louis, since he's got to be in the front seat at this point, is reaching and grabbing the steering wheel while she's doing that, and I'm trying to steer.
Sure. Yes.
This could be terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. No, we're in the other lane. I'm not pushing. I'm not giving luck for that.
And we never made it back.
Do you want to?
I have a reroll. I'll do it. I got a reroll. I'll do it.
Oh yeah, don't. Please, please.
Hey, right on the dot. There we go. We're not dead.
You're not dead yet. But with Ryan in the party, it's going to happen eventually. Okay.
Seamus pulls out the books and gives them to Ryan.
Sure. So the first one is the Narcotic Manuscripts. Just kind of like brief overviews. So these are interesting. So these are actual, like, if you call them magic items in this game. So it looks like it's English. The author and translator unknown. It seems to date back to the 15th century. Quattro embossed red leather binding of a later date than that of the contained manuscript. And just kind of skimming through it, looking over it. Seems the manuscripts are based to elder things. And Carlyle's copy of it contains a few scribbled footnotes on the existence of the city of the Great Race by an unknown author, as well as that's mumbo jumbo. Okay, so the way these work are, so there's more information here, but it takes time to study these. Once you study them, you're going to lose sanity. You're going to gain Cthulhu mythos.
Nice.
This is how you gain it. And there's usually other benefits to gaining these. Like, a lot of the times they have, like, spells attached to them and stuff.
Oh.
So you've got... So that's why I'm giving you, like, a really, really brief overview. And you can spend time studying what these books are about and what's in them for the detail. But, like, that note scribbled by... in Carlyle's edition is about a city of the Great Race. But it's not in his handwriting. Someone else wrote that. The other book, Selections de Livres Divins, is French commentary on a Latin original work by someone by the name of Gaspar du Nord, circa 13th century, Octavio. And the manuscript itself is bound in a very unusual leather. It seems to be decaying and blue in color. What else can I give you about this? Flipping through it, you see there are border illustrations of something that looks suspiciously like an inverted broken ankh on a number of the pages, as well as discussion concerning the enmity between Pazluza and a deity known as Nodens. This book itself, it seems to, just at first glance, looks like a book of spells and practical magic. This is what it claims to contain, but it seems preposterous to you. Well, I'll tell you what, it takes 36 weeks to study it. The other one's 45 weeks. These aren't like an instantly read thing. Amongst the Stones, the next book. English, this one has an author, Justin Jeffrey. It's got a publication date, or a date on it of 1918. That's when it was written. It's handwritten. It's not published. It contains poems regarding people of the monolith. And it is bound in a very strange leather. You've never seen the hide of an animal like this before. If anybody wants to, they can make... this would be a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Oh, I think I'm the only person that has that. And it's real high. It's not.
This would be... Oh my goodness!
Damn!
You've heard... Oh my god. I can't believe you passed that.
I know it all.
With a hard success. Oh, wow. How did you do that?
I'm a wizard.
Holy shit.
This is the only roll I've passed all game, by the way. So
which means
I've only made like one.
No, I don't think you get to increase Cthulhu.
You don't?
I don't know. We'll have to look into it. I don't know if it
has the same rules.
Yeah. Because it's usually by finding these artifacts is how you lose sanity and gain Cthulhu mythos. You've heard of strange creatures. Otherworldly. Alien. You don't know. You're not sure. But you've heard the names whispered of hunting horrors. You've heard tale of these strange creatures. And The way they've been described to you, this binding almost resembles of the flesh of this creature. You've never seen one yourself, but this seems to check with what you've read and heard of these beasts. You didn't think they actually existed, but it's the only thing that you can think of when you run your hand over it and try to determine and figure out what it is you're looking at. As if you passed that. I was like, nobody's gonna know what a hunting horror is. So it's black in color, and it's almost like snakish skin, but it's very smooth.
I will relay to them. This book is monstrous. It is. I don't know. I've never seen it, but a creature said to exist. Yeah, I'll try and do my best to relay it, but like I don't even really know what I'm describing.
The last one is Life as a God. It is also written in English by one Montgomery Compton, circa 1810. It is also handwritten and also bound in a strange leather. This one, I would take archaeology, I would take appraise, I would take occult.
Nice.
Oh, man.
And
I have read all of the books.
Matt in the chat gets it. It is bound in human flesh.
This is disgusting.
Pity I'm driving.
This seems like something Miss West probably touched her,
So
maybe this is her husband.
I give it a look over. Hey, that is exceedingly rude. My husband is buried in a group tombstone, which I will at some point occupy the other part of, probably.
Eyes on the road.
So this one appears to be a copy of a diary by an English artist by the name of Compton, who came to Egypt in 1805. Became a minor priest of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh. You can tell that the ramblings and writings in this book or this diary are that of a madman. And as you kind of keep going deeper and deeper into the book, it gets incoherent. But there is a note in this last one. Bear with me as I get to that note, because I closed my book. I closed the book on that chapter.
You fool!
There isn't a hand-scrawled written note in there. Okay, here we go. It says, its external angles were magnificent and most strange. By their hideous beauty, I was enraptured and enthralled, and I thought myself of the daylight fools who adjudged the housing of this room as mistaken. I laughed for the glory they missed. Through the twisted door to the jeweled throne of darkness, I come with all reverence and humility to gaze upon scenes of celestial majesty and rebirth. When the 6 lights were lit and the great words said, then he capitalized, came in all the grace and splendor of the higher planes, and I longed to sever my veins so that my life might flow into his being and make part of me a god.
Is the handwriting familiar? Like, was it Carlisle?
No.
Is it Carlisle's handwriting?
No, it's
okay,
not.
so it's something different.
Yep.
So Elias's. I think we'd all recognize that to an extent.
So Rain, we got a deal there. You these books are something you can do something with, and you can teach me a little bit about the librarian and the occult stuff.
This is dangerous what we have in our hands, and we could venture further, but it will certainly be at a cost.
Well, I don't need you to tell me nothing about those books. I just want to learn a little bit about what you do.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah, okay.
Because I've been finding a lot of valuable books lately, but I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm not saying that I would be taking all of them like I took those 4, but But you know,
if it is for the purpose of Jackson Elias, I approve. If it is just
absolutely
for
this
your own pleasure, I will.
Oh no! I steal money for my own pleasure. This stuff is all to find Jackson's killer.
I do not need
Would
to
you
hear
look
this.
at that? The knight in shining armor has undone his breastplate. Oh.
And I open that little jewelry box, and I also show that to Rain. This has also got some weird stuff in it, Rain. I don't understand this neither. So,
is that an appraise roll, or is there actually something weird about the jewelry?
I have no idea.
I'm asking Matt.
It's just an appraise roll.
Oh, okay.
Don Quixote, do you now see the giant?
I am well versed in jewelry.
It looks like really. Wow. You pass. It looks like it is old. It is precious metals. It is a precious stone, and it looks like it's worth some money. But it doesn't stand out as anything unusual.
Yeah. I believe you have just stolen jewelry, and that is it. There is nothing. We should probably give it back. You know.
Let me get a look at that.
I
grab it.
It has to be at least thousands of dollars. It is very expensive.
Yeah, you look. Yeah, with your appraise roll, with your success, stuff's worth easily. You're looking at like $750, $1,000 of that time's money. Like these are old. It's been in the family probably for a long time. They're immaculate.
He snaps the box on that and he goes, "All right, Dad. Thanks very much for that information."
No, I think you should keep it. That woman was like Veronica, and she's terrible. So it's really okay. I have no hard feelings anymore. Actually,
I think that's a wonderful idea, Rain. That's you and we're right there. I mean, I'm down here, you're up there, but we're there.
We're becoming more eye level. Yes, I get it.
Thanks for not busting my chops on that, by the way.
He just nods.
Well, I think that ends it for this session. I think we're going back to Juju House next week.
Juju.
Oh my god.
My favorite place.
Everybody's going to Tommy Guns to Juju House.
I do think Louis would want to look more into the Dr. Houston guy. If he was a doctor and was talking to Carlisle, and Carlisle was having dreams or something, like maybe there's patient files somewhere or whatever we could sneak out of his old offices or something.
Sounds good. So Dr. Houston and Juju House, right?
Before we close, is there any chance that, like, after we get back to my place, I could real quick take a look through those papers that I grabbed willy-nilly?
From Juju House?
Let me get that for you next session.
Okay.
I don't have that.
That
I forgot about that. But yes, you did grab some stuff from Juju House. So I'll have that next time.
I was just trying to get a spot hidden check-in.
Well, that wouldn't be spot hidden, because you have those papers. I just need to tell you what you got.
That's just reading.
We'll do that. We'll do that for next week. So let's do the round tables. We'll close this down. That was all right. The Carlisle estate. It didn't go as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought for sure we were going to have a shootout there at the Carlisle estate with all those guards.
All good people.
All good people. Aaron, what do you got going on this week?
It's pretty quiet. I don't really. I don't have anything coming up until we play Aliens on Sunday night. Yes. Over on the Free League channel.
All right. Pat, what do you have going on for the rest of the week?
All right. I'm glad you asked. It's actually kind of a quiet week for me, too. Thursday, we've got Uranium Fever on Diesel Shot. Wednesday, we're not quite sure yet if we're streaming, but if we do stream, it will be sponsored by Fool's Moon, our loving Lords and Masters. And on Friday, I'm going to be here doing some travel or character generation, presumably, on Thursday in the usual Garblag time slot. And on Saturday, I have nothing going on. Sunday is the day I rest. And Monday, you can find us on Diesel Shot doing High Roads, which is our ongoing D&D 5e campaign. And then Tuesday, you can find me here.
Very good. Jeff, what do the lollygaggers have going on the rest of the week, and yourself?
Yeah. So I don't know if we're streaming it on Friday. We actually haven't decided yet. But the big thing is Saturday, we're starting our Blaze in the Dark game. So you can thank like Aaron and Matt and Evan for kind of getting us interested in that. So we're starting that up. We're playing like a witchy group of like apparently drug dealers. So I don't know. It's gonna be fun. So come check that out on Saturday. Monday we're gonna be doing. We're back to Alien, so our Alien games back there, and then tomorrow night over on Defenders of Cobalt, I'll be playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Though I'm not sure yet if we're gonna be on Twitch or if we're gonna move to YouTube for tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if he's made a decision. So
cool.
Yeah.
And Evan, we can expect to see you again soon on Sunday nights on Alien, I believe. Is the rumor?
Once you guys finish this mission, I don't know if you guys are done, right?
We'll be done this Sunday.
So the next one.
Okay.
Not the one coming up. The next one, I should be returning with
Return of
another
River
River Bee.
Another River Bee.
Sure
To
will
die. Hey, you know what? Revolver got his spine snapped this past Sunday.
Yeah,
what does that mean for his character?
He's just paralyzed for 9 days because he
9
passed
days.
the medical check.
My God.
9 days. That seems like a long time in alien land.
Especially since we're only halfway through this mission and getting ready to get into
Oh,
the
that's right. He's
part.
still, like he's still
And you're
in
at the
mission.
bottom of a mine shaft.
Yeah, we're all gonna die
He's who?
actually.
He's who?
Well, the new River Bee will come to the new crew or something.
The new River Bee. All right. That's it for us. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. And we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Good night.
Night.